Hope everyone is having a great afternoon and staying safe out there with everything that's going on around the world right now. Well, today, obviously, I wanted to talk about something that affects almost every student in their academic journey, which, well, you already know by those words that I've been saying, is obviously homework on weekends. At a young age, we've always said, I hate doing homework, it's not going to help me, and some people can agree with me. While homework is often assigned with the intention of reinforcing and learning, we need to seriously question if giving students assignments over the weekend does more harm than good. My purpose today is obviously to talk a little bit about how to persuade you that weekends should remain homework free. These days are meant for the students to rest, spend time with loved ones, and recharge batteries. Coming off a hard week of homework and having to learn new things, it's just really hard to focus up on the weekend as well and having to apply all those skills that you may have forgotten during the week. Assigning work during this time doesn't just intrude on intrigue or disturb or let's say affect your personal lives. It leads to stress, disconnection, and burnouts if you keep on just grinding every single week where you don't have free time to go out with the loved ones, spend time with friends, make memories, because that's what life is about. It's about making memories, having that connection with family members. Because at the end of the day, homework is there. There's always going to be homework. Homework is never going to get rid of. All right, so let's begin with mental and emotional health. That's a really big thing today in the world. Obviously, a lot of people are affected by this, but according to Galloway, Connor, and Pope from 2013, students in high performing schools who are overloaded with homework report significantly higher levels of stress and anxiety. And obviously, those things can lead up to your adulthood. If you have those stress and anxiety feelings at your young teenage, it's obviously going to affect you in your adulthood. It's terrible. When we add weekend assignments into the mix, we strip students from valuable mental recovery time. The weekend should be a chance to breathe, reset, enjoy life outside of academics, not worry about deadlines and rubrics. Constant academic pressure without a break has long term consequences on mental health and overall well being. Obviously, like I said, you're gonna come to a point where you're just not gonna have any. Let's compare it to a car. If you run the car for 50 years constantly, nonstop, at the end of the year, at the end of your 50 years, when your car's about to be 51 years old, you're not gonna have any more oil in your car. No matter what, if you keep on changing different parts of your car and things like that, you're obviously gonna have a burnout. You've been just constantly going without no breaks. Today, I wanted to show you a little bit of pros and cons that I got from the internet from helpfulprofessor.com. I'm just going to show you some quick demonstrations of what are the pros and cons. Obviously, it said right here. Let me try to fix it up. Let's see if you can see it. Give you a second. It might be a little bit backwards, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to read it, and I'll read it straight to you, obviously. The pros are here. It says pros. Homework teaches discipline and habit. Homework helps parents know what being learned in class. Number 3, homework teaches time management. Number 4, homework gives students self-paced learning time. Number 5, homework can reduce screen time. Some cons are homework interferes with playtime. Like I said, playtime is very valuable when you're young. Those are memories that are going to be for your long lasting life. Second, homework interferes with extracurricular activities. For example, going out and traveling. It prohibits you to do that. Number 3, homework discourages students from exercising. Obviously, being healthy nowadays, it's really hard for some people. It's not that easy for people to just say, you know what, I'm gonna be healthy and stop eating this. For some people, it's actually really hard for them to do that. Number 4, homework contributes to a culture of poor work life and balance. Obviously, like I said, if you have no balance with work and life, you're gonna come to a burnout. At the end of the day, if you don't have the opportunity to go out, enjoy life, get to make those connections, you're not gonna know what living life is. You're only gonna know what keep on going nonstop is meant to be. Number 5, homework discourages children from taking up hobbies. Obviously, we already know some of those students are wanting to be straight A students, and it sucks sometimes, because all you learn is how to make A's, and it's gonna affect you at the end of the day when you're not gonna have someone checking you or grading you. It doesn't give you the opportunity to go out of your bubble and out of your circle to learn new things because you're constantly dialed in that you want to make an A on everything you do, and that's the bad thing. I feel like sometimes it doesn't give you the freedom to think outside the bubble. Secondly, homework on weekends limits time with family. Family at the end of the day, I think, is the most important thing in life. You can't really get anything better than family. They're always there for you through the worst and through the best. And during that time, if the weekends, if homework is taking up your weekends by just, constantly doing homework, you spend memorable, charitable time that you could be spending with your family instead of doing homework. These 2 days are often the only time students can fully connect with parents, siblings, and extended family because obviously Saturdays and Sundays are when your family has, some time to just take a break and a breather. Whether it's going on a walk, attending family events, or simply sharing a simple meal, these moments matter. As Kahn 2006 argues in The Homework Myth, meaningful family time helps emotional intelligence and resilience. When students are buried in homework all weekends, those opportunities vanish. And at the end of the day, like I said, throughout your young stage of life, through let's say elementary and middle school, if you're just so busy doing homework, imagine when you get to being a high schooler. You're not going to know what it feels like going outside, experiencing what real life is about. um, cherish sharing time with your family members, getting to see your siblings grow up, getting to make those memories. That's the most important thing out of life. Obviously, here I'm gonna be showing you a little copy where it says how often do students copy homework, and it's the honest truth. Let's see. Let me get a good perspective. There we go. And it's right here. It's the year 2014, and this year 2017. And I'll be showing you a little bit more details. The yellow says at least once a week. The purple pinkish says at least once a month, and the pink says daily. And in 2014, you could see, let me focus this up. In 2014, it was terrible. Everyone was cheating. Everyone was just copying off of buddies because at the end of the day, no one wants to do homework, correct? In 2017, when they stopped giving at least, some freedom and some liberty to go out and spend with your family, you started seeing that cheating chart go down. You were able to see that a lot of kids and students didn't want to cheat because they had the opportunity to go and enjoy life, and that's the really cool thing that you